Alrighty, so this is the next in the line of the obligatory playthroughs because of my OCD. So this is Zonk. It's the first game in the Zonk series, only two of them, so not very expansive. But yeah, no, I mean, it's funny because I remember playing this game in an emulated state on something. I can't remember if it was, say, the Super SD System 3, which I would have to say is one of the worst FPGA based pieces of hardware I've ever dealt with. Um, it doesn't fit with TurboGrafx-16 systems, so I have no idea why it's produced in Europe, because in Europe they had they had rebranded North American units with a PAL video encoder, so it won't fit with the PAL TurboGrafx, and it's not going to fit with the North American TurboGrafx. So weird how they decided to make it for only Japanese units when in fact they had a whole slew of region specific units in their own countries. Yeah, I think they're made in Andorra, so that is to me, it is very confusing. Uh, so, in fact, I bought a PC Engine console just to try it out because I had originally bought the Super SD System 3 years and years and years ago, long before the pandemic, probably in, say, 2018 or maybe even earlier. And I just had it sitting in the box because I realized only after that it had all these compatibility issues with all of the systems that I owned in my region. So I just left it boxed up. Tried using it with my region modded and RGB modded Super Graphics, but that wouldn't work because I think it's got something to do with the RGB mod that was implemented in the Super Graphics when I purchased it. So that didn't work, and actually, this was probably last year. Actually, I decided to get a cheap, quote unquote, PC Engine console. And boy, I thought that they could be had for like $30 or $40 Canadian, but no, they're actually more like $80 to $100, maybe even more Canadian, and that's, of course, a year ago, right? So they've definitely only gotten more expensive with time, even in this short duration. But so I tried using it, and I have to tell you, there were multiple audio issues, even though I had the Revision B version. Uh, there were multiple audio issues with CD games. You could really hear snaps, pops, clicks, off tune sound effects, and everything. And of course, graphical glitches, which is why I say this is why I saw it when I was playing Zonk on the Super SD System 3. So I decided to disconnect it from my PC Engine, and I decided to use my EDFX, EverDrive FX, with my Turbo EverDrive Pro. Well, what I realized was that I had my EDFX in a TurboGrafx colored, at least, uh, case that I got from Stone Age Gamer, and the Stone Age Gamer produced, or I think it's by Humble Bazooka, maybe. That case, anyways, is only used for the TurboGrafx-16, and it will not fit in the PC Engine. So you would have to get the PC Engine specific Humble Bazooka case for your EDFX, which I really didn't feel like investing in because there's probably something I'm doing wrong or something wrong with it. I don't want to throw shade at the producers or anything like that, but I just said, you know what, I already spent money on one thing, I'm not going to spend money on another thing, so I just decided to remove the EDFX from the TurboGrafx case, which was, as everything usually is with me, quite an ordeal. I didn't want to break anything, especially not the PCB or the EDFX itself. Uh, so that finally got it working. So that PC engine is now hooked up with the Turbo EverDrive Pro and the EDFX. And actually, maybe it was on the Wii that I saw the graphical glitches. Maybe because I wasn't playing on Mednafen, or maybe I was playing on Mednafen on the Wii emulators. I hacked my Wii a good long while ago. So, but yeah, no, so this is more just an obligatory kind of ramble. So, I would say, the graphics are actually pretty nice. I would say almost CD quality, especially. I mean, it's certainly got large sprites and everything. It's got a whole bunch of different ammunitions that you can try out. Anything from giant bear trap looking jaws to cards that look like the Japanese flag to little swinging razor blades that are colored yellow, green, and pink and stuff like that. It's really weird, and you've got a whole host of little friends that you can select before you start the game, or each level actually, and you can procure them by getting these giant floating yellow heads with glasses on them, like what your character wears. Then I just want to say, and I guess I should have said it with Zonk CD. Your character Zonk has a lightning bolt on his forehead, and I'm wondering if you said that to anybody nowadays, what kind of character would they think of immediately if you said, name a fictional character with a lightning bolt on his forehead? And I know who, you know who, so I just find that kind of knowledge neat. It's entirely inconsequential and useless, but the human mind is the most remarkable thing, the most complex thing in the entire universe, as I've been told. So it's certainly not nothing, huh? Yeah. Sitting here watching Cyberlink Power Director, the world's worst video editing program, confoundingly and inexplicably placing my narration track on a fourth newly created track line. Who knows why? Not me. Why can't it put it on 2 or 3? Who knows? I've tried looking in preferences and settings, and I see nothing that at least jumps out to me as to what can be done to remedy this issue. But that's just the spice of life in using really terribly programmed software. At least that's what I would say. Why don't you program your own software? I fundamentally disagree with argumentative points like that. You think that you've won the argument because you've shut it down, when normally at that point I would just tell you to go chew on broken glass, honestly. But now this was one hell of a time waster here. Oh yeah, and plus, while the infinite lives code worked well, the invincibility code did not seem to. I still died, so I ended up shutting it down after turning it on. I didn't turn it on early in the game as I started because I thought it would make my character flicker, or maybe Zonk would flicker blank white and then full color. So I didn't want to mess around with that. But again, I guess it's slightly more towards the actual experience, Woohoo, stage clear, and you know what? You actually get a little bit of a substantial cutscene here describing the end, so I haven't checked how large the data file is, or how large the ROM file is off of this turbo chip, but I would assume it's probably 1 megabyte or 8 megabits, who knows, right? And yeah, you end up saving your planet from the evil reptile dude who makes machines that come to slaughter all of the innocent humans, and it's the classic hero archetype. Yeah. So I guess this is pretty much the end of it here. So that's my ramble for this obligatory game. So thanks to the non-existent audience for listening, and thanks to my actual subscribers. God bless, and Skwatter out. Peace.